Big nick to that. Easy take for the wicket keeper.
That'll be a Afghanistan were 100 for 3 after midway point. Ireland 87 for 3. Well, Afghanistan actually moved it on to 197 for 4 before Ireland got a cluster of wickets towards the end. They were actually 227 for 9. A change of bowling. Gulbini Naib swapping ends, coming on from the Donald or the commentary box end for his 7th over. Good figures, 1 for 18. Wicket of William Porterfield for 16. Shot from Balbirnie. Balbirnie's got a couple of centuries in the A International against Bangladesh earlier on this month. Well, maybe really an A International. But, he has been scoring runs recently. Just starting to settle to his task after maybe a little bit with a different opening. Andy Balbirnie playing in his 48th one-day international, the Dubliner. Best of 105, 2 centuries in that total for Ireland.
Figures.
This partnership is going to be key for Ireland if they're going to go on and win the game. These two guys have set the groundwork, they've done the hard work, they've got themselves in. Now it's for them to build on this partnership and try and get their team into a position where they can perhaps have a little dip at the end, if needed to be. Wickets in hand is key. 36, the partnership for 47 deliveries. It's okay for these two guys to, tick along at 4 perhaps, 5 and over if they can. If they manage to get that one boundary and over, that's going to be key for them. For them to get a good partnership going. I know the boundaries haven't come along that easy, but the last over against Rashid Khan, the way they approached how to play Rashid Khan, to take the attack to him, they're not going to let him dominate by the looks of it. They've certainly got a plan in place. It'll be an interesting phase of cricket coming up, I think. Rashid Khan, probably the biggest threat from the Afghanistan team to the Irish. Test this. Ireland now looking for 228 for victory in this first one-day international for the Gulbahar Cup. Matches on Wednesday and Friday to come here. 5 bowlers used so far. They're taking Rashid Khan off, and Nabi is going to switch ends again. Ireland did this a lot in their innings as well, switching the bowlers one end to the other, sometimes against the breeze, sometimes with it. Nabi for 22 off his 6 overs thus far.
The angle that he works, make sure that he doesn't give more than 3.
Yeah, Nabi's only gone for 22 off his just over 6 during his 7th over now. would like to see a bit more urgency in from the Irish batsmen. Got to be looking to score runs off every single ball. And I tell you what, it comes down to how they're thinking. If you watch the non-striker in, this is a big giveaway from a team where they are mentally. If you watch the non-striker in and watch him how he backs up, he's upright. He's not really in a sprinting position. He's not desperate to steal a run.
Against Afghanistan. Around 23 compared to 31 in his career. Well, Bernie, next batting against Afghanistan. 3 and 750 against them. 2 in this series. 27 in this overall career. That's right across the line and big appeal. Maybe a little high. Unmoved.
Slow enough off the pitch to push on and really work that much. Just pitching down the leg side. Interest of high goal, but frustration of all the batsmen is that never really right, so get bad on goal, get some strikes away.
That's better. Cry is 1-2. They should get that alright. Quite silent. Fabulous feeling. They're going to go for 3. Nicely placed. They bring it forward the field.
Stayed with the shot, run, get it off the surface. That's a struggle. Trying to tag the pitches, slow condition. Pitch. So far,
Actually, it will be a little damp this morning before it starts to dry out. A bit of a wind blowing across the Stormont ground. During every so often clouds dry things out.
We actually
Weather has been
can
pretty
run
good
a
now.
ball
Of course,
70 or
ODIs
80 because it's so frustrating.
Play in
The ball not coming
the
on to
opening
the
2 games. Looks like the same again today. Lamb got his hand to that, and Porterfield backing up was lucky that that ball deflected towards the stumps didn't hit. Over, 22 for 1. back boundaries in that previous over. Moves quickly on to 10. That's the scene here at Stormont Civil Service Ground as Alam continues. This time goes round the wicket to Porterfield, nicks that away. He's now going to run for 4 as well. Yeah, the boundaries are starting to come now for Ireland. That went very fine.
Albeit a leg by, but 4 runs nonetheless. After just changing his angle, going round the wicket. And just missed his line. He's going down leg. Maybe he's just gone round the wicket to, with the angle, then get the ball.
Captain of the one day and Test side. Back over the wicket for Aftab Alam.
Left-hander. The modern way would be to go around the wicket and then get the ball to nip away from Porterfield, but he's doing a good job from over the wicket. Don't change it.
Cry of run 2. Rashid Khan going to do the fielding. Oh, he's let it go, so might be a chance of 3 here. In fact, there is. That's sloppy fielding from Rashid Khan. The cry initially was 2, and they turned 2 into 3.
A little off the boil. Afghanistan. So used to them diving around and fielding well.
31 for 1.
The disciplines have been good throughout the series. Rashid Khan, who prides himself as being a terrific fielder. Small little mistake.
Naive to continue now from the city.
Well, Irish fielding on Monday was not of the highest standard. They admitted that themselves. Much tighter on Wednesday. Some terrific run-outs as well. Paul Sterling in particular with a brilliant run-out. Andy Balbirnie as well. Afghanistan have been very good in the field in this series, but that was not great from Rashid Khan. Just loosens things up from Ireland's point of view. Balbirnie on to 11. Looking good. Porterfield just settling to his task now on 13 not out.
Balbirnie again looking good. He's great balance, obviously, to expect that because he's coming off 2 50s and they need him to bat through again.
There's a man down there at fine leg, and that'll end the 7th over. Ireland on to
Bit disappointed, John. Come all the way, taking a long flight. Last 5 years. A bit disappointed, John. Come all the way, taking a long flight. Porterfield's last 5 years. He's doing all right in 2018, 37.1. 2017 was terrific, 42. He needs runs in this series. Hasn't got them as yet.
So you're alluding to your long flight?
Yeah, long flight. I thought we'd come here, Belfast. It'll be nice and cool. And wear my jumpers, wear my jackets. But it's disappointed me. It's been warm.
Yeah, we're a little surprised ourselves to get full day's play for the last couple of days as well. Some running repairs for Gulbadin. was the first ODI. Gulbadine bowling wide at the wicket to William Porterfield. Had a wild slog at that. That's how he got out. There was a spin of Mujib who got him in the second. Ball kept low. Gulbadine. From the City end. He's okay to continue now. Round the wicket to Porterfield.
Innings, just the ball which crept low and hit the middle stump. So Porterfield will be looking to get some runs in this decider. A big game.
Looked a little streaky, looked a little nervous early on, but he's getting back behind ball now, Porterfield. Maybe settling to his task out there. Balbirnie looks in very good nick. A couple of boundaries in the previous Gulbadine over for him. One square the wicket and one driven down the ground. That's Porterfield in this series. As Bazzi's been saying, searching for runs.
Yeah, with the nature of the pitch, you'd want one of your top order batsmen to just guide you through, just play that anchor role, and somebody who can maybe just up the ante at the back, and you want your power hitters at the back end to get those runs, but you need somebody to act as a foil because of...
Over, Ireland remain on 31 for 1. Eight down, Ireland on 31 for 1, and there's going to be a commentary change. Delighted to welcome for the first time former Irish international Peter Gillespie to the commentary box, and he'll be joined by Alan Lewis.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
And Aftab continues and worked away on the leg side by Balbirnie, and the skipper not feeling terribly well, and good running from Balbirnie through for 3. risks of the horizontal bat. And actually now they have adopted a square leg.
Yeah, and he's in that catching position there, Alan, as you quite rightly suggested. Early on to Andy Balbirnie.
And it's 38 for 2 at the end of the 10th.
Signals the end of the first power play. Ireland are 30 for 2.
So we're going to have another change. Dundonald end. Which that Andre suggested, and here the wicket, fantastically caught in the end by the skipper. Oh yes, that looked absolutely plumb, and Niall O'Brien is gone. It's 3 down.
He seemed to try to play a bit too square in that one, Alan.
Absolutely plumb, and Niall O'Brien is gone. It's 3 down.
The price just came across, the ball's gone through him, as we see here. He seemed to try to play a bit too square in that one, but he's not the tallest of men, so mid-wickety chance that was going on to hit the field. Price just came across, the ball's gone through him, as we see here. At very least, he seemed to try to play a bit too square in that one, but he's not the tallest of men, so mid-wickety chance that was going on to hit the field. Price just came across, the ball's gone through him, as we see here. At very least, he seemed to try to play a bit too square in that one, but he's not the tallest of men, so mid-wickety chance that was going on to hit the field. Price just came across, the ball's gone through him, as we see here. At least, he seemed to try to play a bit too square in that one.
So that's 3 down now for Ireland, and Simi Singh comes to the wicket. 1 up from where he was, having batted so well at 6 to guide Ireland to victory in the second of this 3-match series. And a growing career for Simi Singh in terms of where he might bat, and I think in terms of seeing the end of Niall O'Brien. We'll see here. The only thing that might have saved him was height, but you could, cricketing terms, as Peter alluded to, he's not a big man and looked out to us, certainly.
Certainly on the angle there. Ball coming into him, he's looked to play it very square, too square, and paid the price.
Yeah, when you look at it at that angle, Peter, any change of thought?
Probably a bit higher than we thought, Alan. Certainly the bowler was given the benefit of any doubt there.
So, Simi Singh off the mark. Nice fashion, and of course there was a lot of animosity, you might even call it, in the second of the ODIs. Simi Singh coming under enormous pressure from the Afghan team, but he survived that, moved on, and assisted winning the game for his country, or his adopted country. Now living in Dublin, of course.
Yeah, and that innings, I feel, would have done him a lot of good. As you say, it's early in his career. He's come in at this series, he's batted 4, he's batted 6, he's batted 5 today. Don't know how that affects his mindset. How do you set up if you don't know where you're going to be batting each day? But I think that innings, bringing the game home the other day, certainly would have helped his mentality. When you're finding your feet in the international team, you know, you want to get that job done as a batsman, get them over the line. Big not out for him.
Oh, and that's another one gone. Very poor shot there from Balbirnie. Slight bit of away movement, and that's him gone. And Ireland now in real trouble. 4 down for 39, and Afghan really on top here.
It's an unfortunate wicket there for Ireland to lose. It's a beautiful bit of bowling again by Gulbadine. Just got a slight bit of away movement there. Andy Balbirnie chasing it. Foot not quite there, and he's nicked off.
So Andrew Balbirnie gone for 17, Ireland 39 for 4.
Andrew Balbirnie was caught. Shazad Gulbadine for 17. The new batsman for Ireland is number 22, Kevin O'Brien.
So Ireland now in a real tricky position at 39 for 4. And in the last 11 balls from a period of command, they've lost 3 wickets and are now in a real bit of bother. And if ever an innings of resilience was needed, Kevin O'Brien, but we're just seeing the wicket falling again, and really a ball that Andrew Balbirnie didn't have to play at this particular time. And he's gone. So a period of consolidation now really required.
There's been so much focus on the Afghan spinners in this series, Alan, that their seamers have mostly gone under the radar, but they've certainly fronted up this morning. It's something that Ireland really haven't had too much to contend with, has been the Afghan seamers. They've certainly come in hard today, and they've put the ball in some lovely areas, and they've got the rewards.
And no surprise that we see field altered to 7-2. We've just got fine leg and mid-on the onside. And that's a cracking shot from Kevin O'Brien to get off the mark, short, outside off stump. Back to the boundary. 43 for 4, Ireland in 11. So there's the scorecard, and as Peter alluded to, it's the seamers who've done the damage today, not spin, even though Majib is continuing. 2 for Aftab and 2 for Gulbadine. So here you can see Kevin O'Brien, never one to miss an opportunity. Short and wide, and dispatched beautifully to the boundary. Great shot from Kevin O'Brien. Interesting here, Peter, to squeeze field. Here's the 3 wickets.
Yes, William Porterfield just getting his hands out too far in front of him there. Drove that one to the skipper, who took a tumbling catch. Niall O'Brien trying to play a bit too square to a straight one.
Oh yes, my boy.
And now the third of those quick wickets to fall landed Balbirnie. Just getting tempted into a loose drive. Nicked off to the keeper. Ireland in all sorts of trouble here.
So a real squeeze field. Surprising not to see a bit more pressure on Simi Singh with close catchers. Surprised not to see a slip. But maybe they're thinking in a different direction here. We've got 4 in a circle on the offside, 3 close on the leg side, and a long on.
Yeah, long on's a strange one for me, Alan. That's, you feel the area you would just bring him up, cut off that easy single, say to Simi, have a go overhead. 4 wickets down, you want to take a chance on another one. We'll quite happily give you that space.
End of the 12th, Ireland 43 for 4. So, Gulbadeen continues, no surprise.
We've rotated the bowlers quite well this morning, Alan.
Not happy. It's my bat. We all had those moments when we were young, Peter. You're not playing with my bat.
It's my bat and it's my ball. My rules.
And I'm never out.
That's castled the stumps.
So a single to Kevin O'Brien, eased away on the leg side. So no surprise to see 2 slips to Gulbadeen, getting that little bit of away movement, Peter.
Yeah, he's just bowled nicely in the channel this morning. Really asked questions of the Iron batsman. Got his rewards.
Backing me.
Again, I spoke earlier in the series about the value of the strong shots, and this is a very good example from Simi Singh. Again, getting up on his toes on the back foot and forcing the ball through extra cover beautifully.
Quite similar to Kevin O'Brien's shot in the last over. Kevin a bit more power, hit it a bit square and got the boundary reward, but same Simi up on top of his toes, in control. Just punching it nicely.
He's easing to the task now. I hope it's, from an Irish perspective, it's not another commentator's curse, but looking much more settled at the crease now. And I think, you know, there's players who sometimes are to the manner born in international cricket, but, you know, having been through it ourselves, Peter, sometimes it takes others a bit longer to adapt. And if you have faith and you believe in someone's ability as a player. Oh, and that's terrible fielding again from Afghanistan. Rashid Khan the culprit this time, and the skipper will have nothing really to say because he's been part of the problem, but Ireland getting away with a bit of murder here.
It's very sloppy feeling there from Khan. Afghanistan really have the squeeze on Ireland, and that's not the kind of thing you want to see when you're on top. You really want to hammer your advantage home, and the more you see that, Alan, the more disappointing it gets.
Well, it's reminding me a wee bit of Ireland's fielding in the first match, and probably Ireland have been handed 15 runs here from Afghanistan with some relatively simple stops, which they haven't done. Ireland will be grateful to have reached 50. And that's at the end of the 13th, 50 for 4. And that's at the end of the 13th, 50 for 4. And that's at the end of the 13th, 50 for 4. Interesting to see, and that's the captain, the end of the 13th, take the helmet. It was something we were speaking about earlier, Peter. So short leg coming in to Kevin O'Brien. Interesting.
Yeah, they're
to
just
see,
putting that extra bit of pressure on Ireland now.
The helmet. It was something
really
we were speaking about earlier, Peter. So short leg coming in to Kevin O'Brien.
Noting Afghanistan were 16 for 4 on Wednesday. Ireland 39 for 4. Extra bit of pressure on Ireland now.
The helmet. It was something we were speaking about earlier, Peter. And that's really trademark Kevin O'Brien. In terms of, if it's there, no matter who it is, when it is, he'll go for it, and that's precisely what he's done. Superb shot.
Fired that down the ground.
And that's really trademark Kevin O'Brien.
Out of the back of the hand.
If it's there, no matter who it is, when it is, he'll go for it, and that's precisely what he's done. Superb shot.
Muscled it over, mid off. He's now gone back.
And that's really trademark Kevin O'Brien.
Out of the back of the hand.
If it's there, no matter who it is, when it is, he'll go for it, and that's precisely what he's done. Superb shot. I think when you're batting, and again against spin, the sooner you get mid-off and mid-on back, Peter, it becomes so much easier. And in risk and reward, well worth it.
Yeah, people like our ex-coach Eddie Burrell always talked about taking that calculated risk, getting those two guys back. Makes the game a lot easier as a batsman, especially against quality spin like Mujeeb. If you have that down the ground to keep things ticking over, certainly worth the risk, Alan.
And again, that's an ideal example, what you talked about, Peter, down the ground. And here's an example of some of the fielding. And there's 2 runs for Ireland. And again, the captain should have really got down to that. And even worse. Club 11 did that, Peter?
Yes, absolutely. Let alone international cricketers. Ireland keeping the thing ticking over now.
End of the 14th, Ireland 55 for 4. So it's Gulbadeen to continue, and to continue for you in the commentary box, it's Andrew Leonard and Bazid Khan.
Thank you, Alan. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bazid. Quick single for O'Brien. Could have been close. Singh had to get the afterburners on to get through to get that single, Bazid. Just have a quick look at this.
Yeah, direct hit would have been very interesting. Maybe just made it, but type of urgency Ireland require. Lost 4 wickets already. Kevin O'Brien looking solid so far, but to get to that 200 or 180, just a far way away. But this is exactly what Afghanistan in that previous game did. They had a really poor start, but they managed to rally around and get to something decent, and this is what Ireland have to hope for.
Yeah, very similar starts both days in the last two one-day internationals, the Gulwahar Cup here. Afghanistan were reduced to 16 for 4 by Tim Murtagh, and Ireland in all sorts of bother at 39 for 4. So early wickets. Pulled by Singh, beautiful stroke into the outfield. That's going to run away for a boundary 4. Fine batting from Simi Singh.
Confidence from the day before. Got his side over the line, batted well. Would have given him a lot of confidence. Just the and looks in form.
He knew there was no man at deep square leg. Singh. It's going to be a wide. Well taken by Mohammad Shahzad. The two men outside the circle at the moment, only a deep fine leg and a third man. Everyone else in the ring.
It is the period where the Afghans are looking to squeeze the Irish batsmen. They're on top, they've got 4 wickets. And why not? But maybe just Gulbadin trying a little too hard. He's been terrific this spell. Just need to maintain that.
He has been terrific, but he's also been expensive. He's gone for 27 already. Hasn't even got to his 5th over yet. Are we surprised by Ireland's decision at the toss? Irish captain William Porterfield choosing to bat. Was that perhaps influenced by the threat of the Afghan spinners in the second innings?
Well, batting has been the problem for both sides. Not just Ireland, it's been the Afghans who struggled to come to terms with the pitch.
Pulled again by Singh. That's going to beat the man at mid-wicket. Asghar Afghan, the captain, is chasing after that. They might be able to get through for 3. Singh runs through for 3. He'll make his ground. Good running by the Irish pair.
A little too short again, Gulbadin, and fielding hasn't been too flash from the Afghans today. But Sami Singh looking good. So on to that quickly. Placed it well. But this should just have been 2. A little bit of confusion. Captain and Rashid Khan. But yeah, because the batting has failed and not lived up to standard, they reckon that batting first with a lot less pressure, less scoreboard pressure.
Pulled by O'Brien. There's no man at deep square leg. That's going to be 4 more runs and wickets coming to plenty this morning. Glorious stroke by Kevin O'Brien. Ireland on the counter-attack here. The end of the 15th over. It's 68 for 4. That's the most expensive over of the innings so far from Gulbadin Naib. A boundary from Kevin O'Brien, pulled away to make it 14 off the over. And we're going to have the main man, the man I referred to as a phenom on Wednesday. The fastest man in the history of one-day international cricket to 100 wickets. It's Rashid Khan. He might have taken a bit of a blow in the field, but that didn't stop him.
And this will be a test for Kevin O'Brien. He didn't pick him in that second ODI. Nicked one to slip. This one too short. Kevin O'Brien, too good a player to miss out. Punched it through the leg side.
Yeah, it was pulled nicely by O'Brien. Actually behind square. Although there was a man out at deep fine leg. Nobody at deep square, perhaps surprisingly, with that length that Gulbadin bowled in that over. But it's going to be a different challenge now for the Irish batsman as Rashid Khan is into the attack from the city end.
Yeah, Kevin didn't pick him in that second ODI, nicked one to slip, got away with that, and then got LBW with the googly. So it'll be a test here. How well does he play against Rashid Khan?
Full from Rashid Khan, driven. There is cover sweeper for Rashid Khan. I think he really got done. It might not have even been the googly, but it skidded on and kept low, and he got trapped on the back foot.
Yeah, skidded on. He missed just a length, but both edges of the bat were beaten. First, the outside edge.
Big appeal from Khan, surely outside the line. And given not out by umpire Alan Neal, rightly so.
Outside the line, and a big stride in from Sami Singh. It was the googly, but made sure he got well outside.
The appealing from the Afghans in this series has been vociferous, to say the least, hasn't it?
It's always going to be with the spinners on and all that, but just on Kevin O'Brien, that previous game, this was the googly that actually got him out, but previous to that he got that outside edge, it went to slip. So in actual fact he beat both edges, or got a nick in 2 deliveries.
Big appeal this time, given. That's the 5th wicket. O'Brien falls to Rashid Khan. LBW again for the 2nd time in 2 innings. Afghanistan right on top, and Ireland in a huge spot of bother now at Stormont.
It's googly again. Kevin O'Brien trying to turn this to the leg side and gets hit right in front. He's not picked that, or maybe just overcompensating, trying to go towards that offside. And yet again, Rashid Khan gets his man. He's out for 16, 71 for 5.
Kevin O'Brien was LBW Rashid Khan for 16. The new batsman for Ireland, number 14, Gary Wilson.
Welcome back here to Stormont in Belfast, Northern Ireland, for the 3rd and deciding Gulbahar Cup one-day international. A 5th wicket has fallen, and Gary Wilson is the new man to the crease at number 7. It's his 99th one-day international. Batting average of 24 and a strike rate of 72. Just having a slight pause in play here. And Ireland in all sorts of bother here. Afghanistan right in the ascendancy. 71 for 5 the score now. Kevin O'Brien done by Rashid Khan's googly, and LBW to the phenomenon that is Rashid Khan for the 2nd time in 2 games. We are going to be back with you in a little bit. We're going to have a drinks break here in Stormont. Ireland 71 for 5.
Scheduled drinks break here in this 3rd one-day international, sponsored by Gulbahar Construction. Ireland after 16 overs are 71 for 5. For Afghanistan from the touchdown number 88.
Welcome back after the drinks break to Stormont. Ireland in all sorts of bother. 71 for 5, half their wickets gone. Rashid Khan taking a wicket in his first over. It's going to be a trial by spin now for Ireland, as Mujib Rahman's going to come into the attack. 2 wickets for Aftab Alam, 2 for Gulbuddin Naib, and a wicket in his first over for Rashid Khan. It's going to be Mujib back into the attack from the Dundonald end. He's going to be bowling to Simi Singh. Ireland in huge trouble here this morning.
Story of the ODI so far. But now just the Afghans looking to close this inning out. They've got Mujib back on to bowl and they're looking for another wicket. A lot of chat around. Shazad suggesting, 71 for 5, maybe just trying to put a little more pressure on the island.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that pressure is going to build on Simi Singh. He's a man in just his 10th one-day international. He was impressive here on Wednesday. He helped Ireland get over the line to square the series, but he is inexperienced at this level. He's 31, but he's very young in his Irish career. And Afghanistan are trying to apply that pressure by bringing a short leg in, the helmet coming onto the field. He's not that close at short leg, but we have a short leg catching now.
To his credit, he's looked quite secure against the spinners. He's got his own way of tackling the spin. Today he's looked much more confident. Tight defense from Simi Singh and all hopes with him. Again, the googly Kevin O'Brien has difficulty picking Rashid Khan. We've seen that already in this series. And just walked across with that googly.
Yeah, O'Brien was trapped on the crease in misfield, a short fine leg by Najibullah. Surprising, one of the best fielders in this Afghan squad. Scamper through for a single. He was trapped absolutely plumb, LBW. There's no doubt about that. See this misfield here. A little bit sloppy from Afghanistan in the field. They've been spot on the money with the ball. By their high standards that their fielding coach John Mooney expects, they'll be disappointed. The short leg is switching to slip now for Gary Wilson, but he's keeping his helmet on. It's the Afghan captain at slip. It's the end of the 17th over. Ireland now 72 for 5. "17 overs gone. Ireland 72 for 5. They won't mind the scoring rate, but they'll be very concerned about the wickets column at the moment. It's the danger man with the ball for the Afghans, Rashid Khan. He's going to keep that short leg in. It's Asghar Afghan, the captain, at short leg. Big appeal. Given. That's the 6th wicket of the innings. Rashid Khan is on fire in Stormont. Ireland 72 for 6.
Rashid Khan strikes again. Number 1 bowler for the Afghans is doing a job. Big wicket here. The googly again hitting in line.
So we take was LBW Rashid Khan for 17. New batsman for Ireland is number 35, Andrew McBride.
Well, welcome back to Stormont. And if you're just joining us for the first time today, Ireland are in all sorts of trouble. The number 8 batsman is Andy McBride. He's coming to the crease. Not about 90 minutes into play here today. Just 17 overs gone. And they're going to need Andy McBride to bat a lot of time here, Ireland. Their innings is currently in tatters.
And this man, Rashid Khan, absolutely brilliant with that googly. He bowls it at such pace that once you don't pick it, you've got no chance. And today he's been spot on, bowling it within the stumps. And the delight. Just looking for the Afghans, just looking for another wicket here. Just sense that they can close this innings out right here, right now.
The men are now swarming around the bat for Afghanistan. There's a slip, a leg slip, and a short leg. Big appeal, this time surely outside the line. Alan Neil took his time over that second decision, but it looked to be the correct one again.
Yeah, it was a good decision again because it hit, struck in line. This one is the leg spinner. And there's a lot of excitement outside off stump, but excitement, and you know why, because Afghans are on top.
Rashid Khan showing all his variations. And this is no surprise to see Rashid Khan right up there in the ICC ODI rankings. He's of course top of the T20I rankings, and he's number 2 in the ODI rankings. He's such a threat with the ball in hand. He takes wickets at such a rate.
And number 2 with his great variations.
62%.
Another big appeal.
Bowls it quickly, bowls both his variations quickly, is quick through the air, difficult to pick, and more often than not, that just going down the leg side is he bowls stump to stump.
Andy McBride in all sorts of bother here. Sensational over from Rashid Khan. Ireland 72 for 6.
So that's the ICC ODI rankings. I was changing, it's fine, but he's actually gone to the top. Leading wicket taker this year in the calendar.
Boys, and they come Noida very soon, boys. Come on.
Look at that Ireland batting card. 2 men and naught at the wicket. Highest score in the innings of just 17 from Balbirnie and Simi Singh. And after winning the toss and batting, Ireland in all sorts of trouble here. And the buzz in the field from Afghanistan here, as their two primary spinners are all over Ireland.
Great work, Mujib.
Can you just check that for me, please? Thanks.
Mujibur Rahman into his 7th over. So obviously the Afghans looking for wickets, and rightly so. 6 down, 7-3 on the board. They're just looking to bowl Ireland out, which is the right approach. Ireland have to somehow stretch this innings out, somehow survive and get a few runs, give themselves a little chance, because if they get to a decent score, they might just apply a little bit of pressure. Right now, it's never going to be enough with the spinners on.
Gary Wilson away, just with a single to deep cover. You almost got a sense that Afghanistan are happy with that single, because Mujib's record against left-handers is so outstanding. He's going to be licking his lips bowling to Andy McBride here. And that gets Andy McBride off the mark.
Surprising with the team on top, with them bowling so well, that the fielding has let them down so much. They would have been 50 for 6 if they had fielded decently.
Another googly from Mujib, constantly looking to threaten the pads of the Irish batsman. You're a bit surprised to see that deep cover out with Afghanistan so in the ascendancy here. Would you not like to see him in the ring, be putting even further pressure on Ireland?
Well, the way the Afghans are thinking is that, okay, if you play a really good shot, you're only going to get one. It's sort of the in-out field, which I suppose does work. You've got the pressure with the slip and maybe a short leg, but you've also got protection.
Some glum faces in the Irish crowd there. It's the end of the 19th over. Ireland 75 for 6.
Soft stump.
A mini revival from O'Brien and Singh, but you see the two W's at the bottom of your Manhattan there. Ireland 6 wickets down, and this man Rashid Khan with the ball in hand. Rashid Khan running after this himself to try and prevent the 2, but it was placed nicely into the outfield, and there was always a double there.
Yeah, the men back on the fence, nobody in the circle with a short fine leg, nobody in that mid-wicket area to stop a run or stop a couple of runs, so it's always going to be on. Rashid Khan herring after that, but to no avail. That's his strength, Rashid Khan. He bowls very accurately. In some regards, you'd say maybe an Anil Kumble-like bowling style, where he targets the stumps all the time. He's got variations, but normally finishes the variation in the stumps.
That's blocked down to Hashmatullah Shahidi, short leg. Unbelievable graphic here. The most wickets in ODIs for 2018. Rashid Khan gone to the top, and the top 6 in that chart, all spinners.
It's been the trend in ODI and the white ball cricket, where the spinners are really come into play. The middle overs, come into play, and once they get wickets, normally the team wins.
Look at that average of Rashid Khan, 13.7. Phenomenal stuff from the Afghan leg spinner. Himself and Kuldeep Yadav, the Indian left arm wrist spinner, really dominating this year.
And you saw a lot of wrist spinners. It's the go-to bowler now in the middle overs, the wrist spinner. Be it a leg spinner, a Chinaman bowler.
Wilson gets through for a single to keep the strike. That's going to be the end of the 20th over. Ireland 78 for 6. We have the leading wicket taker in ODI cricket here on show at Stormont. It's Rashid Khan. He's gone above Adil Rashid in this spell. The top 6 in that list spinners, and 5 of those top 6 wrist spinners, showing the dominance in the white ball format of late. Great to see for the game of cricket.
Yeah, with the batsmen now being such power hitters and with the pitches being so good, you need the wrist spinner to just break things up, and with that leg spinner and googly, it's always difficult to pick, and once you have a good leg spinner, be it a ODI game, be a T20 game, they can cause problems, because once you're not picking them, you can't attack them.
We're going to have off spin of Mohammad Nabi now, the third of this Afghanistan spin attack, the triple threat that they bring. He's going to be operating round the wicket to the right-handed Gary Wilson. We saw him get Paul Sterling out bowling round the wicket, stumped on Wednesday. Slower immediately from Mohammad Nabi.
That previous game, he bowled round the wicket really well, got the ball to just angle away from the right-hander. Starts off with a really flighted one, which turned a little. Missing leg.
It'll run off the face of the bat by Gary Wilson. That's nicely played. There's no slip in place, and it's going to run away all the way for 4. Nice control shot.
That's always going to be an option. Maybe operating from around the wicket and angling the ball across the right-hander. No slip in place, so anything down there is going to get him runs. Nicely played. Dab down, 2/3 man to the fence.
At the start of this over, the score was 78 for 6. There was no slip in place. Can you believe that?
I can, in a sense, because it's up to the bowler and the captain really on how they're going to attack these batsmen. They're thinking that, yes, we'll starve them of runs, and it's worked so far. So no need to change that. Now with the left-hander, he's got a slip in place.
There is turn there from Mohammad Nabi. And this perhaps played into the mind of Irish captain William Porterfield when he chose to bat first this morning. He was worried about the Afghan spinners bowling second here today. Prodigious turn already.
Yes.
Saw it very well, winning the toss and batting, but you have to then bat well.
Come on, boy.
That's previous game.
Matches delayed now, all because of you.
Getting the ball to drift back in. That was a poor shot by Niall O'Brien.
Stand by 7.
Just a dot ball to end the 21st over. Mohammad Nabi's first. Ireland now 83 for 6. Ireland 83 for 6 after 21 overs, after winning the toss and choosing to bat first. A change in the commentary position. I'll pass over to John Kenny, who's joined by Peter Gillespie.
Rashid Khan to continue from the city end. With Ireland on 83 for 6. Big LBW appeal again. Not out is the call. Well, pressure being applied with every ball on this Irish team. Winning the toss, deciding to bat. Oh, it's going down leg side. You can see where the wicketkeeper was heading. This time beats the outside of the bat. They're having difficulty this morning, Peter, picking up the spin of Rashid Khan.
They're not picking his spin at all, John. Can't pick the googly. And then that one sliding on straight.
Get their batsmen to have a look at the fingers of Rashid Khan. They slightly move across the ball when he's bowling, so they're trying to get the Irish players to watch the ball out of Rashid Khan's hand. It's not easy. Wilson picks that one up, just tickles it around the corner. 84 for 6 now. Some of Ireland's lowest scores in one-day internationals, the lowest, I've seen a couple of these. 77 against Sri Lanka back in 2007 during the Cricket World Cup. By that stage, though, Ireland were spent on the island of Grenada. 82 all out against Pakistan and Malahide in 2016. 91 also in that 2007 World Cup against Australia. 96 against Pakistan in 2011. And 100 in Sharjah. Total against Afghanistan was their total against Afghanistan back in 2007. It's the deciding game of 3. 1-1 in this series. After the opening 2 games on Monday and Wednesday, Afghanistan winning on Monday, Ireland hitting back on Wednesday. But they've lost wickets in little clumps. 7 for 1, 34 for 2, became 39 for 4, and 71 for 5. And the departure of Kevin O'Brien, 72 for 6, 84 for 6 now. Gary Wilson and Andy McBride, last of the recognised batsmen, really. That should be a wide. They're going to be running through as well.
Ireland have never really been able to get a foothold in this game, John, and that's a lot of credit to the Afghanistan bowlers. I think they've bowled superb this morning. Really put Ireland under tremendous pressure. Continue to do so.
Single off the last ball of the 22nd over. Ireland 87 for 6.
Sitting there. Outside.
Most wickets in one-day internationals for Afghanistan. Rashid Khan alongside Mohammad Nabi on 107 wickets, but it's only taken him 47 matches. Nabi playing in every single game for Afghanistan in one-day international series, stretching back to their opener against Scotland in 2009. It's a proud record for Nabi. And he's continuing from the Dundonald end. Bright sunny afternoon now here in Stormont. And the sun's certainly shining on Afghanistan. Ireland in real trouble. 87 for 6, struggling to put together some kind of a partnership between McBride and Wilson. We're into the tail after this with Tim Murtagh, Boyd Rankin and Peter Chase. Certainly not players that you would be looking towards to build partnerships, but these two certainly can. Ireland cannot afford to lose a wicket over the next cluster of overs.
Certainly feel Ireland's mindset, John, has to be just occupy the crease, just take these 28 overs that are on offer, forget about winning totals, forget about what a score is going to be, just bat, watch the ball and bat.
On Nabi.
Happy with the best of 4 for 30. Here's T24 Leicestershire, backbone of the side that qualified for the World T20 in 2010, 12 and 14. Obviously more recently for the 2019 World Cup, they beat Ireland in that Super 6 game in Harare in Zimbabwe in March of this year. Chipped in the air, leading edge, cries of catch it. Rashid Khan quickly onto it but can't get there. End of the over, 88 for 6. 88 for 6. Sorry looking card from Ireland's point of view, losing wickets at regular intervals after the dismissal of Paul Sterling earlier. Rashid Khan into his 5th over now. He's taken 2 for.
He certainly talked about the Ireland analysts trying to help the batsmen and picking him, as we see his wickets. Or that last ball.
That was the last ball, yeah. Just dropped short for Rashid Khan.
Yeah, this is plan. Wait. Good plan. Well played, boys.
This is a 2 wickets so far. Kevin O'Brien trying to play square that one. Sliding on to hit leg stump. Simi Singh pushing forward, not picking the leg spin again. And again, umpire Neil giving the out decision.
Took his time over that just to make sure that he was right. Ryan tries to cut shot there. Didn't miss by much.
I think as well as his spin both directions, John, it's the speed that he bowls the ball at, which puts Ireland under a lot of pressure and a lot of batsmen under a lot of pressure.
Pick up nicely by McBride for a single. Gary Wilson gave away his wicket the other day, exposing his leg stump, out for 4. I just laugh at it. It's just an amazing delivery. Wilson could do nothing about that.
Number 1 bowler in the world, boys. Not easy.
And we can hear it on Stump Mike, the praise from his captain to Khan. Number 1 bowler in the world. It's not easy.
His stats are certainly fantastic, John, and he has been Afghanistan's destroying chief for some time now.
McBride wanted a quick single, none there. 91 for 6.
Oh,
I'm a jinx. I turn up the guys.
Right about that game in Grenada, it was just 15 players and management absolutely cooked.
Yeah, and reporters and commentators. And Mully was doing. Rashid, 5 overs, 2 for 13. Aftab with his middle pacers also destructive, 2 for 15 in his 5 overs thus far, but contributions all the way down there. 91 for 6. They've cut the price of the tickets into Stormont today. If you want to come in for the second part of the game, it's half price. And how long will we be here? Good to see a bit of cricket. Be good to see a bit of a total posted by Ireland to at least make a game, but
it's been a fantastic day so far, John. Just the pity that Ireland's batting hasn't matched the scenery. To put Ireland into some kind of a position where they can defend a total.
Tries a push from Gary Wilson. Are they going to go for the second one? No, they're not going to chance the arm on that particular occasion yet. Andy McBride, the 25-year-old captain of the Northwest Warriors, playing the interprovincial series here in Ireland, their first-class structure. Best of 79, his 33rd match. His average isn't bad for a man that comes in down the innings, down the order. So we know he can bat, but he's got to stay there because Murtagh and Rankin and Chase are to come. They're the three bowlers. They're not of what's required from Ireland's point of view. This pair, Wilson and McBride, have to stay and occupy the creases you've been mentioning.
Yeah, you're right, John. You feel it. This is Ireland's last chance to put some kind of a semblance of a total on the board.
Dot ball, boy. Wow.
Good placement for McBride. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6.
Halfway point in the Ireland innings. Current score 94 for 6.
Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6.
Halfway point in the Ireland innings. Current score 94 for 6.
Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Ireland losing wickets at regular intervals. Last wicket still at 72.
Current score 94 for 6.
Now Wilson 15 on it. Brian the other end. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Ireland losing wickets at regular intervals. Last wicket still at 72. Rashid Khan. 94 for 6. Now Wilson 15 on it. Brian the other end. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Ireland losing wickets at regular intervals. Last wicket still at 72. Rashid Khan. 94 for 6. Now Wilson 15 on it. Brian the other end. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Losing wickets at regular intervals. Last wicket still at 72. Rashid Khan. 94 for 6. Now Wilson 15 on it. Brian the other end. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Losing wickets at regular intervals. Switching to the city end. Rashid Khan. 94 for 6. Now Wilson 15 on it. Brian the other end. Midway through the Ireland innings, they're 94 for 6. Losing wickets at regular intervals. Switching to the so far. Rashid Khan. Very good at Balan. A little similar to Tim Martin, the fact that he's bowled a lot of pace on the innings on a pretty short run up. Pretty accurate. Switching to the so far. Ball wide of the crease as well. Angle ball in. A little similar to Tim Martin, the fact that he's bowled a lot of pace on the innings on a pretty short run up. Pretty accurate. Switching to the so far. Ball wide of the crease as well. Angle ball in. A little similar to Tim Martin, the fact that he's bowled a lot of pace on the innings on a pretty short run up. Pretty accurate. Switching to the so far. Ball wide of the crease as well. Angle ball in. 1 for 32 in the series so far before today. Ball innings on a pretty short run up. Pretty accurate. Switching to the so far. To the wide of the crease as well. Angle ball in. 1 for 32 in the series so far before today.
Undone by lack of pace there, getting his hands out early in front of the ball. Early delivery there to Paul
Some juggling act by Afghanistan to eventually catch the ball.
Pace there, getting his hands out early in front of the ball. Early delivery there to Paul
Some juggling act by Afghanistan to eventually
see there again, John Ellington dropped short out early in front of the ball. Very easy there to Paul.
Some juggling act by Afghanistan to eventually
see there again, John Ellington dropped short out early in front of the ball.
around the corner from my client. She can collect. Some juggling act today by Afghanistan to eventually fell over onto the ground. Now something there. She can 18-year-old collect. Some juggling act today by Afghanistan to eventually fell over onto the ground. Physio. Something there. She can 18-year-old collect. Some juggling act today by Afghanistan himself to eventually fell over onto the ground this morning. Rashid Khan.
John.
Some juggling act today by Afghanistan himself to
Don't worry too much about that.
Rashid
Khan. Ireland 95 for 6. John has forgiven himself a little bit for that. Fumbled on the job with the ball. Don't worry too much about that. John Ireland 95 for 6. John has forgiven himself a little bit for that.
Some juggling act Ireland
Don't worry too much about that. John Ireland 95 for 6. John has forgiven serious a little bit for that. Rashid Khan. They're off to the Asian Cup action. Much about that tournament. John Ireland 95 for 6. John firing for that. Forgiven serious a little bit for that. Rashid Khan. They're off to the Asian Cup action. Much about that tournament. John Ireland 95 for 6. John firing for that. Forgiven serious a little bit for that. Rashid Khan. They're off to the Asian Cup action. Much about that tournament.
This is the previous match here on Wednesday. Gary Wilson is really
trying to manufacture a shot. Asian Cup action right across the tournament.
This is the previous match here on Wednesday.
Very bad time for Ireland.
Gary Wilson is really
trying to manufacture a shot. Asian Cup
the ODI side. Gary Wilson. The previous match here on Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson back down there. Some fielder. Match here on Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. 7-6. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson back down there. Some fielder. Match here on Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. 7-6. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson back down there. Some fielder. Match here on Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. 7-6. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson back down there. Some fielder. Match here on Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. 7-6. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson back down there. Some fielder. Match here on Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. 7-6. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson runs out down there. Himself towards 3 figures. Wednesday. There's going to show all his experience now. 7-6. Take Ireland through to some kind of total. The ODI decrease. Gary Wilson runs out down there.
Taking out the runs
towards 3 figures.
any way they can.
There's going to show all his experience now. Peter, they got it up by the crease now. Stay there. The runs out.
Taking out the runs any way they can.
Just a little more. Peter, they got it nabby by the crease now. Makes the lowest close against Afghanistan. Stay there. Exactly what the runs out.
Taking out the runs any way they can.
Wasn't needed. A little more. Peter, they got it nabby by the crease now. Makes the lowest close against Afghanistan. Stay there. Exactly what the runs out.
Taking out the runs any way they can.
Backing up a little more. Peter, they got it nabby. Second crease now. Makes the lowest close against Afghanistan.
Signs
Exactly what the runs out.
taking out the runs any way they can.
Backing up a little more. Peter, they got it nabby. Second crease now. Makes the lowest close against. Put it up.
Signs
Taking it's top hole. Light applause around the ground. Second rather than static. Against 177 for the first 50. Taking it's top hole. Second. Light applause around the ground. Slow progress. Static. Against the context of this game. In fact, in the context of the series as well. The way it's gone has been low scoring match. That's okay. Light applause around the ground. Slow progress. Static. Context of this game. Context of things together as well. The way it's gone has been low scoring match. That's okay. Light applause around the ground. Static. Context of this game. Context of things together. What has been low scoring match. That's okay. Light applause around the ground. Static. Context of this game. Context of things together. What has been low scoring match. That's okay. Light applause around the ground. Static. Context of this game. Context of things together. What has been low scoring match. That's okay. Light applause around the ground. Static. Going for Ireland. Context of things together. Line fours. Been low scoring match. That's okay. Figures now. Light applause around the ground. Static. Going for Ireland. Context of things together. Line fours. Been low scoring match. That's okay. Figures now. Light applause around the ground. Single. Static. Going for Ireland. Sun is out now, Peter. Line fours. Pitch we saw earlier on, talking to William Porterfield about it, concerned about the spin of Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really have a choice. Sun is out now, Peter. Pitch we saw, having won the toss, Afghanistan's talking to William Porterfield about it, concerned about the spin of exactly Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really have a choice. He had won the toss now, Peter. Pitch we saw, having won the toss, Afghanistan's talking to William Porterfield about it, concerned about the spin of exactly Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really have a choice. He had won the toss now, Peter. Pitch we saw, having won the toss, Afghanistan talking to William Porterfield about it, concerned about the spin of exactly Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really have a choice. He had won the toss now, Peter. Pitch we saw, having won the toss, Afghanistan talking to William Porterfield about it, concerned about the spin of exactly Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really have a choice. He had won the toss now, Peter. Still off the field, by the way. Pitch we saw, having won the toss, Afghanistan talking to William Porterfield about it, concerned about the spin of exactly Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really go. He had fielding. Still off the field, by the way. Pitch we saw, having won the toss, Afghanistan talking to William Porterfield, concerned about the spin of exactly Afghanistan. He wasn't happy with what he was going to be playing on, but didn't really go.
Testing him there with another ball, another short ball after that wrapping the knuckles of previous delivery.
Well, in fairness to McBride, he looked to score there, tried to run the ball off the bat down towards that third man area. pull shot by McBride. Didn't get over the top of it.
And another sharp ball from Aftab.
Yeah, but McBride will have plenty of time to see that, really. Short balls like that from that kind of pace and that short run-up. Just didn't get over the top of it, really.
Yeah, if anything that's proven so far this week, it's not the ground for short deliveries.
Track is the giant of a man, Boyd Rankin. But he's bowling in a different league in terms of speed.
Certainly, bar Peter Chase, he has a significant advantage over every other seam bowler in both sides with that hulking 6'7" frame, sending the ball down from 7 foot plus, generating bounce. Hulking 6'7" frame, sending the ball down from 7 foot plus.
Nicely done from Wilson. Whips that away through the mid-wicket region. There's a sweeper down there. It's going to pick up the 2. Got over that nicely. Ends the 28th. Ireland on to 105 for 6. Whips that away through the mid-wicket region. There's a sweeper down there. It's going to pick up the 2. Got over that nicely. Ends the 28th. Ireland on to 105 for 6. Stay with that.
Medium rare.
Highest partnership of the Ireland innings so far, having won the toss and deciding to bat. McBride and Wilson, 33 from 65 deliveries. That's what the doctor ordered. They've got to stay there now and occupy the crease and get Ireland towards a total that their bowlers can bowl at in the Afghanistan reply. Really is a lovely autumnal afternoon here in Belfast. There's Andrew Leonard on the left-hand side there. Heatley Tector, who's working for our colleagues in BBC Radio. Son Harry on the edge of the Ireland senior squad. Ball by Nabi. Some turn on that.
That's a sharp bit of turn there from Nabi. He's given that a bit extra. He's bowled that into the pitch and it's taken off. A sharp bit of turn there from Nabi. He's given that a bit extra.
Much fatter delivery that time. Eased into the offside, but that was a beautiful delivery. It was wrist action on Nabi to get that action, to get that spin off the pitch. That would have deceived a top order batsman.
Yeah, we could call that one a ripper as we see it again here.
What's that there, Gunnar?
That's turned quite significantly at pace.
What did they say? That's being good top form to nick one of those. Beautiful ball.
The good batsmen nick those, the bad batsmen miss them. That's no slight on Andy McBride. He's doing a fantastic job so far for Ireland.
Wilson facing. Doing a good job himself. 21 not out. Brian on 10. Ireland moving on from 72 for 6 to 106 for 6. Rashid Khan still to make a reappearance after injuring himself. Wilson down the pitch to Nabi, picks up a single. So if you're in the area and you fancy coming to Stormont today, tickets are half price for the Afghanistan innings. If you want to see a bit of cricket. Good keen contest between these two sides. Not a lot of love lost, you would say, as well, between these two sides down the years.
No, both teams have been at the top of the associate game for some time, and both
and played each other a lot in that time as well, yeah.
And received test elevation at the same time, so they've come up with history.
Yes!
Afghanistan very much the new kids on the block.
109 for 6. Jesus, you're keen.
Get in there. Go, go, go.
A little bit of a rebuild for Ireland, 109 for 6, as we join Bashid Khan and Alan Lewis.
Yes, recovery it is, but of a kind. There's still a lot more work to do. Bazit for Ireland. Wilson now advancing to 23, and McBrien finding things tough, as you would expect, against Mohamed Nabi, who is turning the ball prodigiously. And you can clearly see where the damage is done. Wickets shared between Aftab, Gulbuddin and Rashid. And Rashid, who appears to be still off the field.
Bowling for Afghanistan from City End, number 44, Asghar Afghan.
Thoughts, Asghar Afghan? Basit, any words of wisdom for me there?
Not a lot, maybe just fancying medium pace on this pitch. And what a start! And the captain, Asghar Afghan, with his first ball on target, gets the wicket. And Gary Wilson has to go back.
Well, again, another LBW. And just that little wee bit of movement. Umpire Neil taking his time and was satisfied that was going to go on and hit the stumps. So Ireland and Gary Wilson gone for 23, 109 for 7.
Gary Wilson was LBW for Asghar Afghan for 23.
We might have thought, Bazzi, that was a tactical move, but Rashid Khan still off the field, and maybe the skipper felt he could sneak a couple of overs through, but he's done a bit more than that. He's taken the wicket of Wilson, and it's how often in these times do we see batsmen just relax a wee bit, thinking of the gentle medium pace of the skipper. And Ireland in all sorts of trouble now. 7 down for 109, still 21 overs to be bowled, and one would think the objective, if there is one, is to try and bat those 21 overs.
The first delivery, just maybe a little bit of movement away, and that was plumb in front. Squared him up. What a start, what a wicket for the captain. I wouldn't have thought that he would have thought that he'd come on and get a wicket first ball, but he's stuck. Goal dust. Four LBWs so far in this innings, so they're both pretty straight, and the bowling's been top-notch from the Afghans.
Get himself a name as a batsman. And clearly see a happy time for the Afghan support. Beautiful day, autumnal day here in Belfast. As the umpires took their coats off, it's getting warm.
Very close to his second wicket of the over. You can see the reaction. They had a dream start to his spell. And now he's bubbling with confidence.
And a little bit ugly that from Tim Murtagh, but it gets him off the mark, and Ireland to 110 for 7.
Baraka, lakang baraka siwi. Little place.
And we've come back, and Rashid Khan is back. And continuing is Mohammad Nabi to Tim Murtagh.
It was always going to be a test of the batting. Ireland won the toss and decided to bat first, get runs on the board, but innings never taken off.
And very difficult, Basil, with balls like that. Whatever about it happening in the first innings, I think Ireland's fear was this in the second innings. That has turned at least a foot.
Yeah, and both teams, if anything, struggle with the bat in this series, be it the conditions or be it just exceptional bowling.
Yeah, you could probably say conditions have been difficult for batting, but from both sides the batting has been really pedestrian, you could say, and perhaps with a degree of understanding, as Basil has talked earlier. Pushed into the leg side, I'd say. Oh, with a hit that could have been trouble for Tim Murtagh. And that, apart from today where their fielding has been sloppy at best. Quick from Nabi.
Coming from this end, boy.
And you would think that the side who batted well, got the batting in order today, would win the game. And so far, Ireland seem to be struggling. If the Afghans bat half decently, I reckon they'll be the winners of this series.
Well, it's certainly a game of attrition, contrasting styles. Ireland trying really to blast Afghanistan out. Oh! Extraordinarily good delivery again. And it's the end of the 31st, 111%.
So we're going upstairs for that stumping chance. The Afghans don't look too confident. Nabi doesn't look very confident. Legal delivery, nothing wrong with that, but there was a bit of spin on offer. Shahzad very quick to get the bails off, but he's never really left the crease at all. Foot has been planted and is not moved. so we'll have another look, but I reckon this is safe and there'll be a not out decision.
Couldn't agree more, Baz. Clearly his foot grounded and behind the line, so I assume we will be continuing with Ireland 7 down for 111, but a good piece of bowling again from Nabi, who's really proving a handful to the left-handers here. Prodigious spin, and really Nabi wouldn't mind carrying this pitch around with him in any form of the game, let alone a white ball ODI game. So we're going back on field and again agree with us.
Seven down, couple of starts, well, more than a couple. Porterfield, Balbirnie, Sami Singh, Kevin O'Brien, Wilson, all getting starts, but not enough. 31 overs gone, 7 down. The Afghans looking to close this innings out.
Seems to be a wee breakdown in communications for whatever reason.
Good to check.
So Rashid Khan is back on the field and back in the attack immediately. And trademark arms in the air, at you, aggressive. Fantastic bowler to watch. Nothing like watching a wrist spinner with energy. And he is a joy to watch. And no surprise to see that googly. Another trademark, of course, turning prodigiously.
Rashid Khan back into the attack. He was off the field, but the captain bowled 1 over, got 1 wicket, just 1 run off, removes himself. If I was in that kind of form, I don't think I'd be giving up the ball.
Maybe protecting his analysis, Bassi. Brings his average down significantly. Maybe a bit nervous. Who knows?
Yo ball, shabash Rashid. Lagi bak beta.
Oh, that looks absolutely plump. And that's LBW number 5. And Ireland getting their legs in a complete tangle here. 5 LBWs now in this match and 8 down for 111.
Rashid Khan again, this man is so good, so accurate, always targeting. $11 for 8.
Timber out was LBW Rashid Khan for 2. The batsman for Ireland is number 30, Boyd Rankin.
Come on. Triple one on the board. Come on, boy.
So, big Boyd Rankin, another left-hander, makes his way to the crease. And survival, probably, Bassett, is not really an option any longer. I think Ireland have to do what they can, do what they need, because I just don't see survival having any effect whatsoever. In fact, surprised there aren't more attacking fielders. But leg slip is now in.
Terrific over from Rashid Khan, 111 for 8.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Start from the good board.
So this a real examination for Ireland. You've got 3 top-class spinners playing an away series in Ireland, and the ball is turning square here, really, is all you can say. And no surprise, 5 LBWs as Ireland have struggled to contain these extraordinary spinners that Afghanistan have. But Andrew McBride continues. There'll be one thing sure for Andrew McBride: there'll be nothing but fight from Andrew McBride, a real tenacious cricketer.
It's been a very good bowling performance, though. Conditions, yes, helping the Afghans, but they bowled very straight. Made the batsman play, made use of a little bit of turn, but making sure that whatever variation, whatever turn they have, it finishes within the stumps.
It's been difficult for top order batsmen, but you can see there from Boyd Rankin's body language, it's not going to be easy for him. And he might have something significant that could be broken here today. Most LBWs in an ODI innings is 6, and Ireland with 2 wickets remaining. Who knows? It may be equalled or even beaten.
Oh, yes, boss.
And that a good idea from Boyd Rankin. Anything that's up there, he's having a go at. Only 2, and possibly 3 was on. A little bit laborious from Boyd Rankin there.
Spin. I mean, Nabi bowling a good line and getting the ball to go off the straight quite a bit. Yeah, Rankin must be thinking, yeah, attack. It's been all Afghanistan today on the field and outside as well.
And well defended by Rankin. 1-1-4 for 8 as we go to drinks.
Yeah, look away if you're an Ireland fan. 114 for 8, a couple of 4-5 starts, but nothing really significant. Afghanistan bowlers on top.
And that's where the damage has been done. Number 1 ODI bowler Rashid Khan this season. 3 for 13. 2 for each of the seamers, but significantly 5 LBWs have been the wickets.
Started off with Gulbadeen and then Rashid Khan with those googlies. Make sure he bowls very straight all the time, and it's been the Afghan way today, bowling straight and getting the variations in.
And the surprise package, the captain on for an over, and another one gone. Gary Wilson, LBW. Much to the excitement of Afghanistan, that really stone cold, hitting middle halfway up. And that's been the story of the day. The Afghan spinners have bowled absolutely beautifully here, and no surprise really, 3 of the best in the world. And with conditions that are certainly assisting them, they have bowled beautifully today. And it's so important when you're batting. Try as best you can to play the line of the ball, but turning down a teasing one there, but there probably wasn't one there. Boyd Rankin happy to stay at the non-striker's end. Well, Steve Peel seems confident. There's confident and not so confident, even though that looked confident from Rashid Khan.
Every ball, because he's looking for a wicket, every delivery, looking threatening.
Pitching outside leg stump again, and it's excitement every ball. It's slow moving for the batting team. But again, that pitched well outside leg stump. Never a chance, really. Of course, any bowler is entitled to appeal, but you just wonder for the officials, do they sometimes get tired? But of course you can't get tired, because if there's one on the money, as they say, you are there to make the decisions. And any umpire around with Rashid Khan bowling has the potential to be busy. Oh, that's a good shot from Andrew McBrien. It's going to race away for 4. And 118 for 8, 34 gone. So that is the first boundary we've had for 14 overs from Andrew McBrien. Lovely sweep shot. Nabi to continue.
Rashid Khan went round the wicket, just helped McBrien to line it up. It was a good shot. Nobody back, but very well played with the roll of the wrists and making sure that he kept on top of it.
I'd say Afghanistan's fielding coach, John Mooney, will have them in the classroom tonight. They haven't been good today. But he'll be extremely happy with that catch. Fantastic catch. And there he is, very happy indeed. A great catch from Aftab Alam. And it's not any different to the one he may have taken in the T20, if you remember. Similar shot from William Porterfield.
He's taken a few, Aftab Alam has. On the boundary, within the inner circle, he's been brilliant. And the Afghans get another one. McBrien out for 16, 119 for 9.
It's only 2 balls to go.
Andrew McBrien was caught. Alam hold Nabi for 16. New batsman for Ireland is number 28, Peter Chase.
So 9 down now, and what Ireland can muster from here will be a bonus, and I think with an average like that, who knows, it's not really looking good. But off the mark, and in beautiful fashion, a nice straightforward edge at a catchable height to first slip, but 4 runs for Peter Chase.
No slip in place. And now we're just getting that one to straighten, not spin. She's not very animated, pointing out that there was no slip in place. .35 gone, 123 for 9.
So there's the sorry tale for Ireland here today. 35 overs gone, 123 for 9, as I pass over to Andrew Leonard and Peter Gillespie.
Thank you, Alan. It's been a disastrous morning and early afternoon for Ireland here, and it's left to numbers the last 2 batsmen in the tail here, Boyd Rankin and Peter Chase, to try and salvage something for Ireland.
Not really their responsibility, Andrew, but they have to shoulder it today. Ireland so far haven't been up to the task. Afghanistan bowlers have been on top, and now we're in the prospect of the 2 fast bowlers trying to do something magical.
Yes, and as you say, Peter, if the top order is struggling with the wizardry of Rashid Khan, what hope do Boyd Rankin and Peter Chase hold?
2 hopes, no hope and Bob Hope.
Beautiful again from Rashid Khan. Boyd Rankin, a big grin on his face. He knows that's too good for him.
No, he's not gonna pick any side. He's just gonna hang that bat out there and hope it hits the middle. Not saying that he won't be afraid to use those long levers if he gets it around roughly an area that he thinks that he can capitalise on.
Well, long on is out in case that happens as a backup for Rashid. It is long on that ball's get down to. So Boyd Rankin, any runs are really bonus runs at this stage of the innings for Ireland.
Yes, and I mentioned earlier that in a low scoring series, another low score, albeit a lot lower than anything else, but I don't think Ireland have the quality bowlers that Afghanistan have to defend such a total.
Fuller from Rashid Khan, dot ball into the offside. End of the 36th over, Ireland 124 for 9. It's the Afghan bowling figures there. Aftab and Gulbadine perhaps surprisingly doing damage with the new ball, taking 4 wickets. And of course, the surprise wicket for Asghar Afghan in his solitary over as well. Struck down the ground by Boyd Rankin towards long on. That's taken. That's the end of the Ireland innings. Ireland all out for 124 in the 37th over.
Yeah, last throw of the dice there by Boyd Rankin. Really trying to take anything they can get their hands on and perishing. Tanabe at the end of what's been a disastrous innings for Ireland.
Rankin was caught Gulbadin, ball Nobby for 4.
Here we have the replay. Nobby tosses it up. Boyd Rankin puts his long arms through it. And just short of the boundary there, John.
Gulbadin takes the catch. Andrew's going to nip out to the pitch now into a quick flash interview. But Gulbadin takes that catch safely. And Khan gets his 4th wicket.
4 dots, 1 run, but importantly, 1 wicket, the wicket of Gary Wilson.
Well, Ireland, having won the toss, decided to bat this morning. Afghanistan need 125 runs of 50 overs. And we're going to take a break here from Stormont.